All right, East Texas. So here with us today is Susan Lanning, the executive director for the Audie Murphy American Cotton Museum. And we're going to talk about a special day on Saturday, May 18th. But first, I just want Susan to tell us a little bit about the museum and what people can expect if they are to visit the museum.
Sure, great. Thanks for inviting me today.
Yeah.
The Audie Murphy American Cotton Museum is in Greenville, Texas. So we're about 40 minutes east of Dallas. And we really cover the whole history of the county. And of course, two of the biggest things that happened in our county is cotton and Audie Murphy. So
Yeah.
for those that don't know anything about Audie Murphy, he was the most decorated combat soldier of World War II and went on to act in over 40 films. So some people might recognize him from one thing, some from others, and some from both.
Right. And so if people are to visit the museum, what can they expect to experience and learn?
Yes, they'll learn all about our early history. We have one gallery that covers when our early history from Native Americans to the early settlers, up through one of my favorites is like a 1920s little town that they window shop through and see what it was like, what kinds of items they would have sold back in the 20s. And then our cotton area, they learn all about how cotton was grown, about sharecropping and its ups and downs and all of that. And then our military section, we really cover everything from the Civil War through the Vietnam War. And of course, with the biggest focus on World War II with Audie. We also have a World War I trench that they get to walk through and experience with some things like the floor shakes, and there's video. And so it's both a lot of fun and very educational.
That's great. And I know that you've mentioned to me that you're touring fourth graders in different classes, but everyone's welcome, right? And
Oh,
what are,
yes.
okay. And the schools, they come in and sign up for tours throughout the week, or how does that work?
They do. They sign up. We're open Tuesdays through Saturdays. And so, yeah, like today we have 80 or 90 kids coming through.
Wow.
And one of my favorite things is the teachers get to pick for us for third through sixth grades. The teachers pick a particular activity to go along with their tour.
Mhm.
And so it can be everything from their learning about rationing during World War II. So they actually go shopping, grocery shopping, and pick out food and for a week and figure out what can they actually make with what they picked out. Did they pick out all chocolate or what did they do? And from cotton, they also, if they pick one of the cotton activities, one of them is like they go out and wash clothes the old fashioned way with a wash tub and washboard and see what that was like. So it's a lot of fun. They really enjoy it. And so they're learning something, but they're also interacting and having fun.
Right. I mean, it's so educational and then also helps them appreciate what we do have, like a washing
Yes.
machine.
Yes, and electricity.
Right.
When I
Exactly.
tell them that back then they were so excited that they would get 2 hours of electricity in a whole week, and everybody's just like, "Wow, what? That's it?"
Yeah. Right. Wow. It really puts things into perspective. And so, Susan, why do you think having the students and even adults come out and visit the museum is important?
It is because it's important to learn your history, to remember your history. And there's so many, like for our county, even though we're a pretty small county, we have, I think, 85,000 people in our county. A lot of fascinating things and people came from this county. It's not just Audie. We have the Shields Giants, who were four brothers were all over 7 feet tall
Mhm.
and who went around with the Barnum and Bailey Circus. We have Claire Chenault, who was in World War II. We have Reese Davis, who was a boxing champion in Texas. So there's all sorts of some really neat and unique things.
Right. And so, obviously, we want to talk about Audie Murphy Day, which is May 18th. And the the World War II is arguably one of the most significant wars that's happened in our history, claiming 70 to 85 million lives, I believe it is. And so, how did we get here to celebrating and naming a day after someone who is known as one of the most decorated World War II soldiers?
Yes. Well, let's see. How many years have we been doing this? I think this is our 27th year doing Audie Day. And it's really a tribute to both Audie Murphy and also all of the veterans and active duty personnel out in the military, to do something in honor of them and to learn more about different aspects of World War II. So, like on Saturday, we have several speakers coming in. One of them is a lady by the name of Martha Bolton, and she actually worked with Bob Hope for over 20 years.
Wow.
And so yeah, I know. She's written a book about Bob Hope's USO correspondence and work during World War II. And so she's going to be talking about that. And I'm really interested in also learning some Bob Hope stories as well. And then Kevin Brody, who he actually acted in 2 films with Audie Murphy when he was a child actor. And Battle at Bloody Beach and Showdown were the 2 that he was in. And so he also has gone on. He continues to act, but he also is a director now and a producer and screenwriter. And so he's going to be telling us stories about both about Audie and about his own career in life and people he's met. In fact, one interesting thing I've learned is that he also worked with Bob Hope once on a movie. So it's going to be fascinating to hear the both of them talk about, what do they know about some of these people they've worked with.
Right. Okay. So when people show up on Saturday, can you give us the rundown of what they'll experience?
Yes. The morning program starts actually at the Fletcher Warren Civic Center, which is only about maybe half a mile from the museum. And the doors open at 8:30 and the program starts at 9:30, because we also have some people that bring memorabilia, posters and all sorts of things that people can look at before it starts. And then the program starts at 9:30. That usually lasts around 2 hours. Then we break for lunch. And then we also have out at Majors Field this weekend is a fly-in, a World War II fly-in. It just ended up happening to be on the same day. And so that's going on until 2. So we're giving people some extra time as well as lunch to go out and see that. Mm-hmm. And then we start back up in the afternoon at 2:30 at the museum, and they get to see some things. It's more casual and relaxed in the afternoon, evening. Some movies, a Q&A with Kevin. We serve hot dogs and all that fun stuff. And we end up watching Showdown at 7 and end the day with the candlelight ceremony out at Audie.
Wow. It sounds just like a fun, full day with education and also hot dogs and flyover and so many things for the community to enjoy. And so is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want to share about Audie Murphy Day?
Probably the biggest thing, the morning program is all free. There's no charge to that. The only charge throughout the day is the coming into the museum in the afternoon. That's it. And that's just our regular admission charge.
Right. And Audie Murphy, I assume, and I think you shared this, he is a native of Hunt County, right?
He is. Yeah. He was born in Kingston, which is a tiny little town about 10 minutes north of here.
And who came up with the idea of Audie Murphy Day?
Audie Day. I think at first, way before my time, but I think the chamber actually started it the first year or 2, mm-hmm. and then the museum took it over because the museum started in 87.
Yeah. So Susan, thanks for joining us. And again, we encourage East Texas to get out and enjoy Audie Murphy Day Saturday.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.